Okay, YouTube, this is another helper video for Minecraft, and what I'm here to show you today is when your PC, as you can see here, is damn near full. I have 9.79 gigabytes free of 117 gigabytes. Okay, YouTube, sorry I had to pause the video. I had a call from staffing service, but back to the video. Okay, on this PC, I only have, well, now it has 9.79 gigabytes free of 117 gigabytes, okay? And I'm using a USB drive from Walmart that's 64 gigs. And I've been transferring these files, which are in this side of the computer, and I, broke one of the downloads page, and I went to the PC and bought the PC page. Now I'm going to go back into the USB drive, okay, and as you can see, what I've already had in there. Now this is how you would clean your computer if you have, like as you see here, if you have hardly no space in your computer. You grab a USB that's like a terabyte or 2 terabytes, and what you do is you take that and you drag your files from one side of the computer like The Walking Dead. You drag that file over and you put it on your USB. It'll give you space in your computer. I'm about to show you that now. So now what you do is you go down to your USB drive here and you drag the file over, and it'll copy into the computer. It was only 400 something megabytes, okay? And when I download from the torrents, I download files that are like in the megabytes. I don't do the gigabytes. I like the compressed files. So as you can see, it's breaking down the file and dragging it and putting it on the USB. Okay. So once the file gets into the USB, I'll show you how much space we have left on the PC. As the space breaks down to its normal size. And as you can see, we have Fear the Walking Dead now inside of the 64 gigabyte USB drive. Now we go to the PC, and now it's 9.78 gigabytes for 117 gigabytes. So it's constantly breaking down nice and slow. And then the rest of the files in here I might get rid of, or I might throw them out. I might not want them, and things like that. And I might get rid of them. I watch most of them, or I might just put them all on USB if it fits. Now Fear of the Walking Dead has to be erased, so I have to go into my uTorrent file and find Fear of the Walking Dead, which is here. The Walking Dead, The World Beyond, 4.22. Okay, so I'm gonna find The Walking Dead. This is The Walking Dead, The World Beyond. This is Fear of the Walking Dead, S07E06. So we go in here, and S07E7, that's this one, and we erase it. And now it's giving us more space in the computer, I hope. 1.78, and we go to this one and we erase it. And as you can see, this is how you break down files off of your computer, and you give your computer space. When your computer shows up red, when it starts to show up red, that means you're very low on space. Now mind you, I'm a bachelor in information technology, which I'm a master now, and I'm showing you how to break down your computer before it turns red. So for all you guys out there who like to save movies and files and music like I do on a small hard drive for these new HPs, don't sit there and let it turn red till you get like right here to the end, or you're going to get a problem. It's going to zap out. It's going to start acting up on you. So what you got to do is go get like a terabyte USB or a 64 gig USB, or like 4 or 5 64 gigabyte USBs, and drag all of that stuff out of your computer into your USB. Now, if you're using uTorrent, the only way it will erase is if you take it out of uTorrent. Okay. Now, if this would do it, let's see. I'll try to erase this here. Delete. And it says they actually cannot be completed because the folder or file is open in another program. Cancel. Now that other program will be uTorrent. Okay, that's the reason why it won't delete. Now most of you are like, yeah, every time I try to delete the file, out of my computer and won't delete it. Keep telling me it's open in another file or program. Yes, uTorrent or some other program that holds files or downloads movies or files to it is holding that and it's open on your computer inside an application. So you have to go in the application, delete it, and then go back to your computer and then delete it and it will leave. Okay? That's how you fix that problem. So now we have Fear the Walking Dead SO7 EO8. Okay? So we take that. Hold on. We go back to USB. Okay? We take that and we go over here and we drop it in. And always take your time when you're doing this. Don't speed, because you may erase something that you really need. Okay, now that's always look at the file name also. If you have many files, they say Fear the Walking Dead SO7E08, SO7E09, you might erase 09, and 08 is the one that you put inside the USB. And now you're looking for your missing movie, like, where's my movie at? That's why I say take your time, okay? Now what you got to do is you got to go down to uTorrent. And it says SO7E08, as you see here, okay? That's the one you want to delete. So you delete it. Okay, it's gone inside of your uTorrent application. Now you go here and you delete it here. Okay, now it's gone from inside of your computer. Okay, now Ghost Keeper 1981. Grab this, put it here, and we keep going, so forth, so on, with the same actions until our computer is clean. Okay, now Ghost Keeper was transferred over to the USB drive. Now we have to go down to uTorrent, and this is for those of you who have files inside of uTorrent or some other application. When it says that it can't erase because the file is open in another application on your PC, you have to open that application and erase it. So now we erase it here. Okay, and then we go right back over here and we erase it here. Bada bing, bada bang. Knights and Guns, this is a game I found on torrent, so pull that over. And that's also inside of uTorrent. And this is good for those of you who don't know how to free up space on your PC. This is very good to learn this, because it frees up space on your PC. Okay, now Knights and Guns, okay? Inside the USB, you go back down to uTorrent, Knights and Guns, as you can see here, you erase it. And it's gone, okay? Now, if you look here, you erase it too, okay? Now it's out of the computer. Now, if you go back to PC, you'll see 13.9 gigabytes free up 117 gigabytes. Now, the bar is blue. So that's the safe area. When it's blue, it's very safe. When it's red, it's a problem. It's too full. The computer can't hold all that data. She's going to break down and tell you there's a memory loss. You have a blue screen of death or a black screen of death, and you're going to be sitting there wondering what's wrong with your computer. They're going to tell you got too much data. As soon as you turn it on, you got to erase like 4 or 5 big programs, like 3 or 4 gigabytes on them. They free up some space to get that thing blue, and then you start erasing. This is the first part of freeing up space on your computer. The first part of taking the virus out of your computer is doing this, freeing up space. Because eventually you'll erase the file that has a virus in it. And right now my computer don't have a virus because I'm operating Windows 11, and there's really no viruses in there. So this is what you want to do to free up space on your PC or laptop. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the USB drive, and we're gonna get NCA Software Audio Suite, and we put that there, and we go here. That shouldn't be inside it. That's on my desktop. Yeah, okay. Now, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's a game. Drag that over. And you're basically freeing up all the space that you need to download either more files off the internet, or either save files from, like, Microsoft Word, or some type of file from your camera that you're using, or something like that. So Scott Pilgrim, we go inside uTorrent, and we look for Scott Pilgrim. So we go back to the top, and we look for Scott Pilgrim, okay? And here it goes right here. You delete it. Once you delete it there, you can delete it out of your PC. So that's no virus. It's just that you can't delete it without having it outside of that application that's already open inside the computer. Okay, so Sweet River, do the same thing again, drag it over, and it begins to put it up. And after several deletions, we'll go back and check the PC levels of space, and you'll see that it's become more space than it was before. When it was red, it was like to the tippy top of what we had for space. Now you'll see that it has a lot more space than before from deleting. And this is how you will free up space on your PC. Most people don't know what that means. That means you have to delete files, in which I'm showing you how to. And when you delete files, always save the files that you want. And that means get a USB, open the USB drive that you have on your computer, and then drag your files from your computer over to your USB drive. Okay, it's that easy. That's how you will free up space on your PC. Okay, now that's done. Sweet River. And you go here, and you look for Sweet River. Okay. Sweet River right here, and you erase. Okay, and then you go here, and you erase. and leaves your computer with no problem. That's no such thing as a virus doing that. That's an application called uTorrent. You go online, you go to the torrent, you download the torrent file to your computer from this file here, from this application. It shows up inside of your downloads. When you want to erase that downloaded area, you can't because it's open inside of uTorrent. And it'll tell you this file won't erase. Most people say that's a virus. It's not a virus. Just have to erase this out of this application. Okay, The Walking Dead, The World Beyond. Copy the USB drive, okay? Okay, now, The Walking Dead is inside of the USB drive, D, okay? So you go to uTorrent, The Walking Dead, The World Beyond, SO2E10. I have to make sure that's the correct file. This is SO2E08, okay? Walking Dead, The World Beyond, SO2E08. Go up to the top, SO2E08, that's this one. Delete it. Okay, now you go back here and you delete it. Okay, now we do another one. And like I said, always take your time. You have all day to do this. Really look at the files, look at the numbers in the back of the files. Look at how the file has, little parentheses with systems down, 2019 720p. Things like that will separate it from other files that may be of that name or something, of that file format. And it stops you from erasing valuable files that you don't want to erase and put inside the USB that you want to leave on your desktop. You can't because you don't erase it already. Okay, now that's done. That's SO2E09. SO2E09 is that one. So you erase that one. Okay, and that one's gone. Now you go here and delete it. SO2E10. Okay, drag it over. And only delete files out of your computer if you don't want them. Just straight delete them if you don't want them. But if you want to save them to put on like a server, which I'm going to buy a home server pretty soon, and what you want to do is you might buy a home server out of Walmart for like $175, $150 with like 3 terabytes on. And what you do is you take all this and you transfer it over onto that server. And then you can erase that off your USB and have a clean USB again with 64 gigs on it. I can make a video and show you that. Okay, so just study this here and you should be okay. Now that's The Walking Dead, The World Beyond, SO2E10. Okay, so you go back in. Right here, E10, delete. You go right here and you delete. Okay, now you got Tonka Raceway. Copy to the USB drive. So now inside the USB, go to uTorrent. Find out what that is. There's Talk Erase Me right here. Delete it. And delete it here. Delete. Okay, now Witches in the Woods. And don't be scared to do it and think that your computer's going to mess up. I'm going to show you don't delete your downloads folder, don't delete your desktop folder, don't delete your PC, don't delete any of those. Do not just double click your downloads, it'll open up your downloads folder. Whatever's in your downloads folder, you may drag from one side to the next side inside of your USB. Okay? Don't just click on it and say delete this, delete that, delete documents, delete pictures. Because then you got to take off, you got to reset your computer. That means reinstall Windows 11 and then have all your files sent to Windows old. And then in Windows old, open all your files and then send them right back into your PC. Okay, that's very easy to do, but you won't have to do it if you don't delete your files that you have, okay? So make sure you don't delete your downloads folder by just going to your downloads and say, I'll just delete everything at one time. No, it won't work that way. Never delete your main links like downloads, documents, pictures, desktop. No. Some people do it every day. They skip over doing this part that I tell them to do, and they go clicking and say, yeah, I'll just delete downloads. Oh, okay, I'll just get rid of it. And they mess their computer up. Okay, Witches in the Woods is done. It's inside the USB. Now what you want to do is find Witches in the Woods. And that's right here. Delete. Okay. Now let's go on inside of the application. You have to delete it here. Okay. And now let's go on there. Now, I have music here. Okay. So all four of these files right here, you can highlight. You can drag them right over. You can copy right into USB drive D. Okay. And what's plug that? Okay. Now you take those. That's just stuff I downloaded from the internet onto the desktop. And you delete. And it's off. Okay. Now this right here I downloaded. I'll take that. Copy to the USB drive D. Now we have to check the side of uTorrent to see if that's there. If it doesn't download. So I'm remaining. Okay, now that's done. Now click here. You say delete and left, okay? So you drag this file over. And that's done. This is where it gets faster when you just download from the internet. But when you use uTorrent, you're gonna have that problem with deleting files and stuff. Okay, Cave Digger PC Edition. Okay, we're going to uTorrent. As you can see, Cave Digger PC Edition. We just scroll by it right here. Okay, so we have to download it into the USB and then go inside of uTorrent and delete. Great. Okay, now USB. Okay, now Cave Digger has entered the USB drive. So now we go where? Back to uTorrent. Okay, and you delete it. And no more. Okay, and go back into your download area and delete it. Drag Christmas Horror over. Okay, now that you've done that, go over to uTorrent, Christmas Horrors right here. Okay, and delete. Go here and you delete. Okay, now we go back to PC and you see 17.1 gigabytes free of 117 gigabytes. And now that you see, what you've done is you freed up so much space on your PC, it's a shame. You're like, wow, I freed up all that space out of nowhere. You know, it's just red. That's how you free up space on your PC. You have to delete files inside of your download folders and off your desktop, and you delete those big files that are 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes. That takes up space after a large amount of time. So always look for things that are of the megabyte file size. Okay, I'm gonna go back to USB. Okay, and what we're gonna do is Ventic software. I don't think I even wanna put that in there. That's for. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into uTorrent because I don't really want to put that in there. I want to put stuff in there that I'm gonna use. So we go to there we go. We got rid of it. I'm gonna go here and get rid of it. Okay. Adobe Dreamweaver. We're gonna keep that. I think that's in the gigabytes. It's 930 megabytes, so that's a small file too. That's how you free up space on your PC without having to call an infotech or some type of computer service guy to your home to free up space. Now, I'm an information technology student, ambassador. I've been trained by the United States Army, United States Marines, and they showed us all this stuff online. And what happens is when you learn it, you'll learn that you were paying people for no reason to do the easiest thing that can ever be done. But if you don't do it right, as they tell you, you can destroy your computer by, just deleting the wrong thing. Your local C drive. You can go to your local C drive, but literally your whole PC goes black. And you got to sit there and wonder what's going on. Why ain't it coming back on? You restart your computer, turn the power off, restart it, and it doesn't come on. Until you reinsert Windows and say, what happened? What's on my files? You deleted everything all in one. That's how you mess up a person's computer, by doing that. So I'm here to show you how to do it. This is how you do it. Okay, and that's done. Adobe Dreamweaver 2021. Go over here, Adobe Dreamweaver right here, and you delete it. Okay, and it leaves. Go right back over here, and you delete it. Take your screen recorder, because you're going to need that some more. Copy to your USB drive. 66 megabytes. This right here shows how fast it's the speed of the deletion process. Okay, 100% complete. Pixsoft is in. Now you gotta go here, and you gotta find the Pixsoft. There it goes, Pixsoft screen recorder, delete. Okay, and now you go here, and you delete. Okay, Brokeback Mountain is in the gigabytes. I don't think I want to take that movie any further, so we're gonna go to Brokeback Mountain, and we'll delete. I'm the only one in the family that watched it. So I go here and I delete. Now for those files, like I say, you don't want to put on your USB drive, just delete it from the application and then delete it from your downloads and you'll be good. Okay, Castle Falls, go here. And when you're putting things on your USB and you want to save them, save things that are of value. Like your movie, save things that are of value. You don't want to save things that are not of value because you're gonna look, kind of funny doing that. So, Castle Falls, right here, delete. Okay, and Castle Falls here, delete. Okay, create database application using MS Access 2013. That I need. Okay, I'll have my professor here to train me all over again to refresh my mind. All these refreshment course, and I'll be back, coding my Access databases again. But for those of you who don't know how to do it, that's what you need to do. Go online and find a database application, and then show you how to create a database using MS Access 2013. You may use 2010, some may use 2011, whatever floats your boat. Okay, now it's inside of the USB. Okay, delete. And go here, delete. This movie over. Okay, that's done. Closing. So we're going to uTorrent. It's right here. Erase it. Erase it. Put this file into the USB. Okay, now you go into uTorrent. And go right there. Okay. You go here. Okay, go to Microsoft Office. Okay, now go into uTorrent. Go to your else. www.microsoft. Might scroll right by. Here. Now, if you go and check your PC, you'll see that now you have 21 gigabytes free of 117 gigabytes. So you free up a lot of space doing this. Lots of space. Like sleeper. Like I said, I always get movies in the megabytes from the torrent. And right now, we're kind of in an apocalypse with COVID, and it's very good to download as much as you can before they shut the internet off from us, not let us use the internet no more. You have games, you have movies to watch over and over, you have all types of applications to use to build websites that you can just launch upon, inside from a folder that little kids can play with to keep your mind off of what's going on outside. Okay? This is why I tell lots of people to download as much as you can, to see as much as you can. Because when they shut everything off the government, we're not going to have anything to use. The government come, all they have is a black box up. You won't be able to use anything. They'll be watching you and, checking your health and keep you outside of those plastic tents and things like that or whatnot. So for those of you who have a book bag and USBs, get to filling them up, because once it's gone, you get a necklace made full of USBs and you walk around with them and you look at people. Like, wow, you didn't do anything for yourself. You didn't get any plant seeds, any downloads, anything, Do something. Light sleeper, uTorrent. Okay. And there's light sleeper there. So you erase it. Okay. And light sleeper, erase. Okay. Now Mad Max. That's USB. And you still can watch these movies off the USB just by clicking it and the movie comes on. So you can watch movies from outside of your USB without having to have them on your computer. And once you're like, well, I don't put the movie inside the USB, is it still going to play on my computer? Yes, it still will play on your computer. This is why I make a lot longer videos now when I'm teaching you certain things on my YouTube video, on my network. This is why I do this. I do a lot longer now. I teach them a lot of things maybe they might question about. I teach them instead of just sitting there and having them question me through the email. I do it all in one. Okay, now, same thing. uTorrent, Mad Max right here. And when some comes up torrent error saying that the system cannot find this file, that's because you erased it. So don't worry about it. So you go right here, Mad Max, erase it. Yes. Okay, you go right here, erase. Okay, right here, up to USB. Okay, so you torrent right here, delete it. Right here, delete. Sequence right here. Okay, now we go right down into uTorrent and you find Sleepless right here. You erase it and erase it. You see Mr. Lost Village. USB. Okay, now Smurf the Lost Village right here. You erase it. And I download these movies for kids and stuff in case I go somewhere and some little kids want something to watch. I'm like, well, I got these couple cartoons I download on USB. I can put it on their computer and let them have it and a copy of it. Okay, Stronger. Okay, stronger. Chart right here. Erase. So I'm 84. Delete it here. And then delete it here. Okay. Back to your chart. Okay, now you go to uTorrent. Here, click that. Delete. Yes. Okay. Delete. Darkest Mind. Again, back to uTorrent. Delete. Okay, now we go back to uTorrent. Now, kind of bulk. Do some bulk now. Bring that over. And when you bulk them up and you put them into USB. It doesn't take long. Now what you got to do is you got to take and erase. Okay, and it's all gone. So now what you do is you bulk delete again. Like I said, always take your time and don't just do anything thinking it's gonna work. It's not. You're gonna screw yourself up. Okay, now take that. Okay, all that's gone. As you see all these, you take and bulk delete again. And on in. Copy all those files over. Copy 9 files over from downloads to the USB. And once you're done, you bulk delete it. So this is what you call a bulk copy. Anything more than one is bulk. It doesn't matter. Okay? And what you do is you delete. And you have many more that are really nothing in there. So you come back. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to open them up. Okay, you delete, and it's gone. Okay, now take these, come on over. Delete. Okay, now Timberborn. Okay, cancel. Okay, Timberborn. Okay, you go to your tour. You look for Timberborn. Right here. You delete it. That's that. You go here and you delete it, and it's gone. Okay. And now take that. And delete. Now, let's just go additions. Okay. Erase. I think this is in the gigabytes. Oh no, it isn't. Okay, erase the segment. And now all this will be the last bit that has to go in there. It's only 169 megabytes for all of that. And this is summing up, what we did was freed up space on our computer so that we can download more or leave it that way. Now this right here, let's copy this without its properties. Yes. Okay. And bada bing, bada bang. Okay. And what you do is you go right there and you delete. All gone. Okay. And all you have left is this little bit of, stuff here. So Nightcrawler I will take out, put it over here. USB. It's 1.77 gigabytes. Excuse me. And then I'll pull a little full USB drive. Take that, delete it while that's going. Okay, World of Horror. Copy USB drive. Use that. Okay. Now we have just a little bit here. Just see on the screen. It's not gonna need no more. Use that. This. Use that. My call still running. And go into uTorrent and look for Nightcrawler. Right here. And delete it. Okay. You go here. You don't need it. Okay. And that seems to be it for Prano Space. Otherwise than that, I go to my recycle bin. I empty it. Okay. And some of this I'll clean up later on. Right now I gotta look at what I need it for. And this was another useful video for Minecraft. I hope you learned what I taught you. And for those of you who want to know how to open up both of these screens, that's totally easy. What you do is you click your folder. You knock that down, okay? Now what you do is you click a folder like Joining Times. That's my website, okay? Okay, that's open, okay? So you go to download. So you take this, you throw it over like that. Click the empty space. Now you take another folder. You click that. Open that. Drag it over. And you go down to the USB drive. And that's how you would transfer from your download section to your USB drive. Your download section to your USB drive, okay? That's how you do that. I'll show you again. It's very easy. All you do is you take one folder, click it, okay? Drag it over. See this section here? You click it. Double click another folder. You drag it over here. You go to downloads. And on this folder, you go to USB. And you can see in USB, all the files I had, most of all the files I had, are right here inside the USB. Now, like I said, you can run movies from your USB. So what you would do, what I want to do is first, I'm going to show you how much space we freed up. As you can see, we have 41.7 gigabytes free of 117 gigabytes. That's a lot of space we have for air, for more downloads of movies that we can transfer right to the USB drive now, okay? So this is what you would do to clean up your hard drive and free up some space so that you won't have a red bar means you don't did too much, you don't download it too much. Now you got to clean it up with a USB, or you can download it. You can drag it over to a DVD or a CD and make CD files of it. Okay. So now, I told you before you were able to play movies from the USB drive. So let's see, what is the movie? Art of the Dead. Okay, we click that. Okay, and now you just take and you right click it. You open it with VLC Media Player. Okay, and it'll play right from the USB. You don't have to have it inside the computer. As you see here, it's gonna play. And as you see, the movie plays. Yeah. Now it's playing. And that's what I mean by, having it inside of your USB. You can stick the USB inside of your big screen TVs that you have at home, and you scroll down to USB and you play your movies from the USB. You don't have to have it on your desktop. You don't need this movie to be on your desktop. So as you can see, the movie will play. Does play. As you can see, and it's running from your USB. Okay. So this is what most people don't know. Like, okay, well, I didn't know that. Yeah, whatever you have here will run from a USB. So don't worry about it not running. Like, oh man, I don't put the movie inside the folder on the USB. It has to go back on the desktop. No, you just open your USB, click the movie, click view it at VLC Media Player or whatever movie app you have on your computer that comes with Windows 11, and it'll play. Same thing with the music. Billboard 100 Hot Singles, and you play a deli. And it'll play. See? Plays right in the file. And there it goes. Okay? And that plays. So you don't have to worry about, anything, being wrong. Like, well, what's going on? Nothing's wrong. You just playing music from your files. You just playing them from your files on your computer. Just play them from your file. Do not worry about anything else. Play the music and the movies from your files, okay? And play them right on your computer, and you'll be okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, put it down in the suggestions box and question me. I'll send you your answers. If anything else that you want to know in future videos, just do the same thing. This was another helpful video for Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed, and you guys have a nice day.